Welcome. We start new chapter integration as antiderivative. Yes, integration is a reverse process of derivative. In derivative, we differentiate if one object is a given. If it cut into small pieces, the process is called derivative. If these small pieces are joined, then we gain again a complete object, and this process is called integration. The derivative is a dividation process, so the symbol of derivative is a d. As integration is a summation process, the symbol of integration is a s. Derivative is a rate, that is mean it is a ratio, and integration is a sum. Integration is the antiderivative, so that we define it as if derivative of f of x is equal to g of x, then integration of g of x is equal to f of x. Like derivative of sin x is a cos of x, therefore integration of cos of x is equal to sin of x. Similarly, derivative of log of x is 1 upon x, therefore integration of 1 upon x with respect to x is equal to log of x. Derivative of tan of x is equal to sec square x, therefore integration of sec square x with respect to x is equal to log of x. Here we use to write integration a symbol summation. This symbol is called summation. These are the functions of x, so we put function of x here, g of x. As integration is a reverse process of derivative, we does in derivative that change in function is called derivative, though we have to make change in variable. As these functions are x, so change in x dx, we always put it into denominator dx. Okay, as a reverse process in integration, this change in x is in multiplication. Remember this. So this read as integration of g of x with respect to x, or integration of g of x into dx. We move to standard integration. As we know, standard derivatives of each form of function. Similarly, we define standard integration of each form of function. First function is a power function. Now, derivative of power function x raised to n with respect to x was n into x raised to n minus 1. In derivative of power function, the power or index decreases by 1. Observe here in integration, x raised to n has the integration x raised to n plus 1 as power increases by 1. As in derivative, power is in multiplication. Here in integration, power changed and it put into denominator n plus 1 divided by n plus 1. So derivative integration of x raised to 5 with respect to x is equal to x raised to 5 plus 1 divided by 5 plus 1 is equal to x raised to 6 upon 6. The integration of x square is equal to x cube by 3. Integration of x raised to minus 7 as minus 7 plus 1 minus 6, x raised to minus 6 divided by minus 6. Integration of x raised to 3 by 2, x raised to 3 by 2 plus 1 divided by 3 by 2 plus 1. So for power function, for any type of index, positive number, negative, constant or fraction, we can integrate function of x. Second function is the exponential function. As we know, derivative of a raised to x with respect to x was a raised to x into log of a. Observe here, in integration of a raised to x, log of a put it into denominator. So integration of 2 raised to x is a 2 raised to x divided by log of 2. Integration of 5 raised to x is a 5 raised to x divided by log of 5. Integration of b raised to x is a b raised to x divided by log of b. As integration of e raised to x is equal to e raised to x, as it is an exponential function, divided by log of e is always 1. So integration of e raised to x is e raised to x. As we know, derivative of e raised to x is always e raised to x. So this is the only function which has the same derivative and same integration. Integration of e raised to x and derivative of e raised to x is always e raised to x. The function which can differentiate is called differentiable function, and the function which can integrate it is called integrable function. As power function and exponential, both functions have a derivative as well as integration, so those functions are differentiable and integrable. Now third function of form is a logarithmic function, which is only differentiable. That means we have derivative of log of x as a 1 upon x, but standard integration of log of x is not defined. That means integration of log of x with respect to x, the formula is not given. Trigonometric functions. As we know, there are 6 standard ratios of trigonometry. So we get 6 trigonometric functions: sin x, cos x, tan x, cot x, sec x, cosec x. We know derivatives of these standard trigonometric functions, as derivative of sin x with respect to x is cos of x. Now see the integration of sin x. Function is a sin x, its derivative is a cos x. Now integration of sin x is a minus cos x. Yes, this is a cos x and this is a integration is a minus cos x, opposite. As derivative of cos x is minus sin x, integration of cos x is a sin x. Okay. Next, derivative of tan x was sec square x. Sec square means it is a power. As we see in first semester, first chapter, logarithm and base index form or power are reverse process of each other. As derivative of tan x is a power, integration of tan x is a logarithmic form. So integration of tan x is a log of sec x. Derivative of cot x was minus cosec square x. Integration of cot x is a log of sin x or minus log of cosec x. Now derivative of sec x was sec x into tan x. Integration of sec x is log of sec x plus tan x, and integration of cosec x is a log of cosec x minus cot of x. These are the standard integrations of trigonometric function. But by the definition of integration as an antiderivative or reverse process, we can form another 4 standard integration. As derivative of tan x was sec square x, so integration of sec square is a tan of x. Similarly, integration of cosec square x is a minus cot of x, and derivative of sec x was sec x into tan x. Therefore integration of sec x tan x is a sec of x, and integration of cosec cot x is a minus cosec of x. Okay. Next function is the inverse trigonometric function. As these functions are also only differentiable function, that means derivative of these functions are defined. These functions are not integrable, so that their standard integration are not defined. Sixth, radical function. Actually, as a antiderivative, we know derivative of log x is a 1 upon x. Therefore integration of 1 upon x is a log of x. Okay. Radical function are the function in which a numerator always a constant and denominator is polynomial of x. As we know, there are linear polynomial ax plus b or quadratic polynomial ax square plus bx plus c, as we studied in last semester. If one of these linear or quadratic polynomial in the quadrant, then we define them as a radical function, and standard integration of these functions are defined. Now, as 1 upon ax plus b, denominator is a linear polynomial of x, its integration is a log of linear term of x divided by coefficient of x, that is a. So 1 upon ax plus b has the integration log of ax plus b divided by a. Now next form of radical function, if denominator contain quadratic polynomial. As we know, in quadratic polynomial there are 3 terms in general form: term of x square, term of x, and term of constant. Now if this term of x is eliminated, then also this is a quadratic polynomial. It contains only 2 terms: power of quadratic term of x and constant. If this constant is a 1 and coefficient of x square is a 1, then we get a form 1 upon 1 plus x square. As 1 upon 1 plus x square is a derivative of tan inverse x, so integration of 1 upon 1 plus x square is always tan inverse of x. If this constant is other than 1, take a, as it is put into power of a, that is a square, then this integration 1 upon a square plus x square is equal to 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a. For example, if I take integration of 1 upon 2 square plus x square, then its integration will be, as here a is a 2, 1 upon 2 tan inverse x upon 2. Similarly, if I take here 49, actually 49 is the square of 7, it means a is a 7, so integration of this is 1 upon 7 into tan inverse x upon 7. Now, if this quadratic term in which power of x and constant is given, put into root, as in this case, as constant is a 1 and this polynomial, quadratic polynomial put into root, the form is 1 upon root of 1 minus x square, which is a derivative of sin inverse x. So by definition, integration of 1 upon root of 1 minus x square is a sin inverse of x. Similarly, if this 1 is replaced by a square, then form will become 1 upon root of a square minus x square, and that and its integration is only sin inverse x upon a. For example, 1 upon root of 5 square minus x square, yes, the integration will be sin inverse of x upon 5. As 1 upon a square plus x square dx has the integration 1 upon a tan inverse x upon a. If these squares are in subtraction, then the form will become 1 upon a square minus x square. As form change, its integration become 1 upon 2a log of mod of a plus x divided by a minus x. And last case in this case is 1 upon x square minus a square. Subtraction of square, but first term is a variable square. Then its integration become 1 upon 2a log of mod of x minus a divided by x plus a. Observe the change in this form. Now, second case with root. As a general form is a 1 upon a square minus x square, in which if a is a 1, then its integration becomes sin inverse of x. And now if a is not equal to 1, then its integration is a sin inverse of x upon a. Now, if a square minus x square is changed by x square minus a square, then the form will become 1 upon root of x square minus x square, x square minus a square, and its integration become log of mod of variable x plus root of the denominator, that is the root of x square minus x square, x square minus a square. And last case, if addition is there, it means 1 upon a square plus x square or 1 upon x square plus a square. Its integration will become log of mod of x plus root of a square plus x square.